We last heard our heroes talking about the glorious 90s kids' horror world. Let's catch up with the ghouls as they learn something new with another Tribble as part of their Tribble Conversation series. Horror Anime!
Ghouls next door with Gabe and Kat, talking about the past and films and feelings and spooky stuff. Okay, don't get married 'cause they'll eat your kids. Being blue. Ghouls next door. Ghouls next door. Ghouls next door.
Hi, I'm Kat.
And I'm Gabe.
And we're
the Ghouls next door. And this is our special series. That's how we say it.
So special.
Yes.
Tell us why.
So for November, we're doing a cool thing for Gabe's birthday month where we're going to hang out with some of our good friends from one of our favorite podcasts ever.
The Tribbles.
The Black Tribbles. They're too cool to be geeks, too cute to be nerds. The Black Tribbles is a podcast that seeks to explore the nerd within and out. And this episode, which is about horror anime, is featuring one of our favorite of the Black Tribbles, the Super Saiyan Tribble himself, Isaiah.
What it do, y'all? How y'all feeling? Hey, gorgeous Ghoul. I'm very, very blessed to be on here. Happy and so can't wait for this episode to get started. I'm here with Gat, y'all. I'm gonna be doing that all day, so just get used to that.
This is how it's gonna have to be.
Yeah. We totally appreciate it. It's our favorite thing.
Yeah. Why don't you tell our listeners who you are and what's important about you and why you're special?
Tell us everything.
No pressure.
Yeah,
why do you
pressure.
matter?
Why am I a
why
big
should
deal?
we care?
Oh man. Someone actually said I'm kind of a big deal now. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just out here trying to do cool things. As you mentioned earlier, I work with the Black Tribbles. I'm their associate producer and rose to the ranks as such, as starting off as their social media coordinator and intern. So now I'm on air with them now, doing a lot of co-hosting and as well as most of their live streaming while we're doing that. And as well, we also have a TV show now called Tribbles After Dark, which can be found on YouTube and can also be found on Philly Camp 106.5, channel
66 and 966.
966. I was like, is it 699? No,
like
that's
they
the
works
address.
there or something.
Right,
So
I think
strange.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, she got me. But yeah, you can check it out there as well. And just with the Tribbles, we are too cool to be geeks, too cute to be nerds. We're the Black Tribbles. We're all things lovely in the geek culture and community. We're number one in all of PA. Yeah.
Nice. And what else are you up to? Because I know you have like other things you're trying to get going.
Yeah. So, oh man, I've been doing a lot. So if I'm not with the Black Tribbles, I'm also with another crew of mine. Just started up called Knuckleheads Entertainment, and it's pretty much what we want to do is pretty much focus on the YouTube scene and do a lot of videos that way, from sketch comedy to reaction videos, anime conversations, late night podcasting talks, getting even real with things. So not even just keeping it entertainment based, but having real conversations and hopefully being able to bridge the gap and create even further dialogue. And when I'm not doing that, I'm also doing some Muay Thai kickboxing, doing a little bit of coaching on the side, helping my actual coach, and got a couple fighters right now that 2 of them have fights coming up. So that means training camp. That means I'm going to be really tired.
Woo!
Yeah, but I'm excited. But exhaustion. That's the thing. But great. I'm super excited about it because they're going to win, and they're going to go through a hellacious camp, but they're going to win. And they're going to feel all the much better when they win.
Yay! Victory!
Victory. That's all we do here.
Yeah.
All we do is win, no matter what.
Yep.
I do got money on my mind, though, because I'm so broke. I'm so broke.
It's okay. We are too.
This is real.
Let's be broke together.
This is where we plug our
Expenses,
Patreon.
Yes.
Give
Support.
us money.
Contribute
the
our Patreon. Check it out.
Please.
All right. And so you're the Super Saiyan Tribble.
Yes.
Yeah. So you brought the Tribbles a little into this millennium in this idea of the anime in the youth that we are who adore it. And we actually were on the Tribbles.
We were.
For the anime theme music episode.
Yeah. Oh, so happy to have y'all there. Thank you for coming through and joining us for that episode. I greatly appreciate it. And it was really, really fun. And it was actually one of our best live streams that we've ever done, too. So that was good news. So I was like, yes, people love anime. And they now understand that Tribbles do anime now. Like, we're in here. We are here. Thank you.
Everyone
in the
listen.
millennium.
I am here.
Exactly. Because I am here. I am All Might Ike, the hero. The champion with a smile. Always here to help you.
Yay! Exactly why we brought you here is because today we're not talking about the jolly anime that would be My Hero Academia.
Yes,
It's not, which is so fun. But we're talking a little darker than that. We're gonna get a little
Scary version.
more depressing because that's what our show is about.
It's like if the villains
Just
won.
make you sad and leave it there. And then you come back next week for some reason.
Oh, well, all right. If we're going to do that, I got something that will get you real sad quickly.
All right, cool. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
So you're doing us a favor. Awesome.
I got you.
Just as an introduction to this, what got you into anime? Like, what was your training wheels anime?
Training wheels anime. I can't call it like a training wheel type of situation. I literally went from cartoons like Scooby-Doo, Popeyes, and all the Hanna-Barbera stuff to straight to Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z. So I just dove right into it.
Yeah.
And, just having a lot of fun waking up early in the morning with my uncle, like 7 a.m., 6 a.m. at times whenever they change the block up. And it'll be right after Bill Nye the Science Guy. So I got my education first.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Sure was.
Bill. Yeah, shout out to you, Bill. Thank you very much for all the science knowledge. And then I would get into my full-on geekdom with Dragon Ball Z and just rage and be happy and giddy and just have my Saturday morning cartoons. And then I remember later on it went from Dragon Ball Z, then followed up would be like Yu-Gi-Oh!, then Pokemon, Digimon, and just stuff like that. And just the train continued to just keep going, and I just never looked back. I think I'm now the captain of one of these trains and just chugging along.
Yeah, you're like,
Chugging
all
along.
aboard.
Let's roll, baby. Hop
Everybody
on
else.
board.
Someone else hop on because this is how this goes.
I mean, I did take a little pit stop for a little bit, and I'm bringing people to church now with All Might. So come to the Church of Ultra, and we can get this plus thing going.
Yeah.
All right, yeah,
Here.
plus
I'm
Ultra, baby, go
We're on
beyond.
Yeah, I actually did not watch anime when I was younger. It was just like too much, and they were always yelling, and then it was always like. It was always like last time, and there's just lots of explosions. I would say probably the closest that I got to anime, and it's just not. It's just like
Just not.
It's not.
Just not.
It's really bad. I would just say it'd probably be like Totally Spies was the closest thing
You
to
know
like
Oh my
an
god, I
anime.
remember
That's
watching
fair.
Totally
Yeah,
Spies. That
I would
was
watch
great.
that. Yeah,
Yep.
I was about
That
that,
was so
but
fun.
I didn't even get into Sailor Moon.
Hold on, real fast though. Who was your favorite spy?
I
don't
don't remember
remember
their
the names. I
names,
just remember the colors.
but I was always like for Powerpuff Girls, I was like Buttercup, so I always like green, short, black hair,
Gotcha.
the
So
sporty
yellow.
one that was like, I don't care about stuff.
Gotcha.
It's like
Yeah.
I relate.
Yeah.
Fair
I am
enough.
too hard as well.
I am hardcore.
As a child.
I
have
I'm too
angst.
hardcore for this soft
I'm an
stuff.
angsty youth.
Yeah. I don't know why I did not identify with the yelling men.
It's okay. It's totally fine. I identify too heavily with the yelling men. And all the super cutaways and the extremely long waits and next times and
Oh my god.
the notorious cliffhangers and 5 minutes in the show is the full half hour. It's like,
Yeah.
you know what? This is supposed to take a day. This is gonna be forever.
It's like 3 seasons is like 1 week.
after
God.
defeating this one
We're not
villain.
talking about season 1 of Dragon Ball Z.
It took a bit, but I loved it. But it took a bit. It took a long bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm being
That's how
honest,
it
it took a long bit.
It almost lost me, and then Cell happened, and I was like, "All right, yeah, no, I'm back. I'm back.
That's
This
what
is
happened
great."
with a lot of people. Cell brought a lot of people back.
Yeah. Cell was fantastic.
Yeah, like,
and also Trunks.
Yeah, my introduction to anime was much, much later in life, and it was Full Metal. And then I binged that, and then I was just like, I'm gonna eat all of it now.
It's mine. This is mine.
Yeah.
Little snack here, Full Metal. You know, take a little bit.
No, it wasn't a snack. It was a whole buffet. And I went up for a second. and in doing researching for this episode and like researching horror anime, I realized that like I always do this where I like forget how much I liked horror. Like growing up until I like look back and I'm like, that's all I ingest.
That's the whole thing I did.
And so like all of the anime that I really loved were always like, this is a horror anime. And I'm like, what? Well, you know, I guess I'm just on brand.
That makes sense.
Just keep into this. I did not know this is the path I was going on, but here I am, well equipped.
Yeah.
What about you, Kat?
Well, I definitely started similarly to Isaiah in that it was 100%. I would wake up every day and watch Sailor Moon. Because I would just get up really early, and then I would transition into the early morning Saturday, WB 17, Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. Fun story about Pokemon is that we didn't have cable, and I didn't have at my one house, and it was like on cable for a minute. It wasn't on WB for a minute.
Yeah.
And my dad had this weird neighbor who would let me watch their TV on Saturday morning when I was with
I'm not concerned.
And they would just be like, all right, we're going to go downstairs and you're going to go watch Pokemon for an hour. And I was like, all right, that sounds great. I don't care what you need to do right now. I'm just going to go watch Pokemon. Let's manipulate our neighbor for cable.
Hashtag
it was great.
sketchy, Your Honor. I'm just saying.
It was real sketchy, but it was so great because it was like such a memorable thing that was weird.
Oh, God.
And yeah.
Yes, memorable thing that was weird is the accurate tag for that conversation that just happened.
Yeah. And then I definitely went through I took a break and then in high school got like the DVD versions of the entire Dragon Ball Z series. And then I was like, all right, well, I watched all of that. Now I want to know what happened before. So then I watched all of Dragon Ball. And then I watched all of Dragon Ball GT. And then I was like, and then I haven't watched Super yet, and I'm sad about it. But I know that I probably should.
You'll get there. You should get there.
Yeah, and then I would definitely
tomorrow, but it's all right.
I definitely embarrassingly. I don't know if this offends anybody. I watched Inuyasha a lot.
So that doesn't offend anyone.
Loved
What's the problem? I don't know.
I think a lot of people don't like it, and then I said it once, and they're like, "Ew," and I was like,
all right.
"Oh God, I didn't know I wasn't allowed to like that."
If you want to talk about shows that seem like they just didn't end, Inuyasha was one of them. Oh man, and just one other quick thing with anime. So Yu-Gi-Oh is actually a very large part of my life. When I was
Yu-Gi-Oh
younger.
is a good time.
It put me through some things. It got me through some things. All right, if anyone has seen Yu-Gi-Oh, literally 2 episodes in, they banish people to the Shadow Realm. All right, that's kind of horrific to me. You're just gonna send someone to the underworld like that over a card game? Okay, that's what the stakes are right now.
It's a tie.
What a time to be alive at that age.
Play well or hell.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right.
Horror anime.
Facts. Yeah, facts. We tell you facts. All the facts. Here facts. Still facts. About that spooky stuff. Yeah, spooky stuff.
Horror anime. Here's the thing, Isaiah. What is anime? For our listeners who are like, what are you guys talking about? What is this that you're doing?
Anime. All right, so anime essentially is, how the U.S. has its own animation style. Back in the day, it used to be called Japanimation, and pretty much simply just formed into its own artistic style of animation that hails from Japan mainly. I know China and other Asian continents and stuff, they have their own sort of anime style, and you can see it in manga and all their shows and things like that. So that's just like a short gist of it. Makes it simple to understand.
Noise.
Your voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean there are there are subgenres of anime because
There's a
it's
lot.
like
Yeah.
it's just animation. So
Mhm.
then there's like classic ones. So there's like the slice of life ones.
Mhm.
There's like romance ones,
Yup.
and then there's horror ones.
Horror. Yes,
which is what we do.
yes.
And usually it's psychological horror.
Mostly.
Yeah,
Mostly.
it's
Or it's a thing eating a head.
yeah, but that's the whole thing is that it's but you're
It's
supposed to
one
be
or the other.
thinking the whole time. It's not one or the other.
I know. I'm just saying. It was a time.
I'll fight you. It's one. Specifically, thinking about Japanese horror. Like, so you have, like, they have their specific animation style, but they also have very specific horror style. Like, if you think of, like, The Ring and The Grudge,
Right.
and, like, this whole, like, we got those first tropes of, like, the woman in the white dress with the black hair over her face,
Yup.
fucking
Can't see her.
scaling the ceiling and walking real fast, crawl walking at you.
Yup.
And, like, the
Forever freaking me
creepiest
out.
way.
No, thank
Yeah. So just like in just films,
you. Right.
Japanese horror tends to focus on psychological horror and tension building.
Yeah, that's fair.
Supernatural horror, particularly involving ghosts and poltergeist, while many contain themes of folk religion such as possession, exorcism, shamanism, precognition, and yokai, which is yokai is
Demons, I believe.
yeah, to supernatural beings that could be like shapeshifters, vengeful spirits, and probably demons.
No.
So it's just like a supernatural being.
Gotcha.
That's
gotcha.
not just
That's
a
like
ghost.
yokai.
Yeah.
See, I'm getting schooled. Yay, education.
Yeah, that's what we're
Yeah.
here for. So like I said, I watched a lot of different horror anime just myself. So we're going to be talking about two. We're going to be talking about Tokyo Ghoul because we're
Yeah.
ghouls.
Yep. Makes sense.
One day we'll go
Did
to
you get
Tokyo
it?
and then we'll be that. We'll be the whole thing.
Yes.
Tokyo Ghouls.
Yeah.
It's us.
Tokyo Ghoul's next door. But I've
Or
also
Ghouls
watched
next door live from Tokyo. Whatever happens.
whatever
first.
it is.
Yeah.
Live from Tokyo. It's the Ghouls next door.
That's exactly how it'll sound.
Yeah. You
Yep.
guys get ready.
Anime music intensifies.
Dun, dun. Yeah, we like I've watched Elfen Lied,
Mhm.
which is good. Because I was like looking up the horror anime. One, there's like top 10 lists like all over, and they're all a little different. And I would say we have a lot of work to do, Kat. We have
watching?
not seen nearly any of them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's so much. Well, one I've like,
Well,
I've,
that's why he's here.
Oh.
That's the whole thing.
Hey.
Also friendship, but like,
Friendship.
but like you're the expert, so that's the whole time.
yeah,
We had to do stuff though. We gotta watch the things. You're right.
Yep.
I
Yes.
enjoyed the ones that we watched a whole bunch, and we're not even done. There's so much left.
Yes, there is, and like I watched Deadman Wonderland.
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
Such a great one, and I've even like read the manga because
Yeah.
I liked it so much. And those characters are so like the thing that always surprised me about anime, and that I think a big difference between American animation and anime is that anime tends to cater to like a more mature like adult audience.
for
There's a lot of
sure.
themes because like I remember when I first watched Full Metal Alchemist and I was like, there's no way this is for children.
No.
I was like, what child is allowed to watch this because it should be illegal?
Nope.
Like where are the rules?
It's very dramatic, but yes.
Yes, but
Yes.
like there's like one, there's so much emotion, and like you have characters that are children, but like as opposed to something like Pokemon where it's just like, oh, we're catching animals
Heartfelt
and then
adventure.
they kind of battle each other,
Kinda
which is
battle.
really kind of
Yeah. The concept's
Sad
messed
as
up.
well,
It's like,
but-
capture. You're enslaved now. No, you're my friend.
Yeah.
You're
Go do
my friend
Yay.
by force.
Animated dogfighting.
Yeah,
But
we're just, I'm just a 12-year-old boy hanging out with a grown man.
yup.
This is
That's normal.
Who
Right,
hits
just-
on every woman.
Just traveling the
okay.
world. Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Together.
Mom. Bye, mom.
And this girl's with
go.
me because
That's the
I
whole
broke her
thing.
bike. Like, okay. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go travel the world where there's dangerous monsters, and I'm gonna
Exactly.
put them in a ball.
And he's
Which-
like really young when it starts. He's
Yeah,
just
he's
like, bye
10.
mom,
He's
I'm
10
leaving.
forever.
Flat out 10.
He was
Forever.
10 for his whole life.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's the whole
I'm
thing.
still very
Parenting is not
surprised.
good in that
Yeah.
movie show.
There was
There's
a
both.
movie,
There's
and that's
both
also
that exists,
heartbroken.
Yo.
and it's also all bad parenting.
Still surprised he hasn't
Across
gotten
the board.
eaten yet.
Yeah. Well, I would say like it was definitely like a culture thing.
Yeah.
With like seeing the seeing the adult themes and like how they don't hold back. And that's something that I find in horror when it comes to any foreign horror films. So like specifically even just like Korean horror films don't have the same censorship that American horror films do. So when you're watching them, there's like this innate like feeling like it's gonna stop. Like the scene that you're about to see would have had a natural fade out, or it would have been censored in some way on an American screen, but they don't do that. So there's this whole other level of like, why am I not supposed to see this? I'm not supposed to see it. Like this is bad. And I feel like that's the experience I had when I first watched, like especially horror anime, where I was just like, oh, this is like kids watch it.
No.
And then
No.
It's animated. It's fine.
It's
Not any. No way.
Especially Deadman Wonderland, when they had like the one, I can't remember the characters because it's been a long time, but there was like the girl who was sexualized and she was like a teen, and like
The white hair? No, like there's two women I'm thinking
yeah,
of.
there. I mean, it's anime. A lot of them get sexualized, but she
Dark-haired
was
one
like,
or
yeah,
white-haired
dark
one?
haired.
Okay.
And so she like used it though, and she had this whole turn where she became, because at first she was like, I'm a little girl, like save me. I was like
I need
touched
help. Oh my
inappropriately, and then it was like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up.
I was rooting for you. I was rooting. I don't want any parts.
Yeah,
Leave
she totally
me the F
messed
alone.
it up.
Yeah.
And it was like, I remember seeing that and being like, yeah, no, we're not in Kansas anymore.
Left.
This is not what animation is. That's a stop. Anime.
No.
Because that's where your jaw drops.
Yup.
Anime.
And the
Whoa.
I think that's something about like Japanese animation, so about anime, especially with the horror ones, is that it's very visceral, and so when something happens, it's very deliberate, and it really gives like a very like shocking and jolt like reaction out of the like viewer. Like Deadman Wonderland, going into it, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be kind of cool. I'm like, yo, this kid's getting framed for like everything. What happened? He's innocent, and then he just literally gets put into this prison fight. I'm like, he is getting his ass whooped.
Episode 1.
Yeah, and then not is he just getting his ass whooped. Like I'm like, oh, I think that's his. Oh, yep, that's a bone. That's a bone breaking.
Oh my god,
that's a
so
ligament.
gross.
They're showing that. That's a thing. And now there's blades involved. This is just not going his way right now. He's getting diced up, y'all. Like,
and then
he's
you just
taking
keep
the
watching.
biggest L. It was like, I can't look away, because like if I look away, it might happen to me. Like I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. So it's like he's like, I need a witness. Like, okay, yeah, just whoop his ass. We got that.
I'm here for you.
Yeah,
I got
I'm
you.
here.
Rooting for you over here.
Yup.
And it's such an interesting comparison, the way that like shows are, because they have like really gritty, horrifying themes and like actions that are happening, and then you get like these like very sweet characters as well, and then you also get like the drama and then the art style. So like whenever you have like the chibi and like the big head, and they're just like
it's meant to be cute when it's done like that. Yeah.
And then it's like 5 minutes ago we just saw someone brutally mutilated.
Yep, I'm pretty sure someone
screen.
just got their eyes taken out.
Yeah, and then you see like a cute thing that's just like, I love everything.
Right?
That's worse. That's worse than the regular
It's
things.
so bizarre. It's like it's a
so
different.
bizarre.
It's so bizarre. It's such a weird experience in it. And like you watch, what was the anime that was kind of like the short film that we had made?
The one that was kind of I think it was Death Parade. I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah. Death Parade. It's actually something that was on my list. I did not actually get to it, but I'm trying to actually watch it because it seemed interesting. The premise was literally our short film. I was like, oh, I swear we did not need anything, because like I looked it up afterwards. Like, oh shit. I'm like, this is us. We did this. We did this to a T.
I was like, I thought I was so unique. I came up with some cool stuff.
I mean, we were unique in the fact that we had our own spin to it.
Yeah,
We
we made it in 48 hours,
You
man.
know, black people. There was not
Already a difference, right there.
There's a huge difference there. But yeah, so there was that one, and then there's many more.
There's many. Death Parade is where the people die, and then they're like put into a game to decide where they go, right?
Yep,
like,
to decide where they go. And like there's multiple levels to the game, and you get a certain amount of opportunities. Then one makes it onto the other side, whether good or bad, another contestant pops up waiting in the wing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, welcome to the game show. And then the other person who still might have a chance, they can continue to play. Or if they both lose, okay. I think they automatically go straight to hell if they both lose. So I was like, oh, bye, you suck. It's like, oh, no, but I was a good person.
I tried.
Does not matter.
If you got here, this is the
It
in
doesn't
between.
matter. Oh
You
no.
are not good enough is the correct answer.
Yeah,
What is not good enough?
unfortunate.
We watched some horror
We did.
anime.
We did do that.
And something I discovered,
Yes.
and one we're not going to talk about, but we could bring up, is Attack on Titan. Right?
Yeah.
So I had
I
a
didn't know we were
whole...
going to talk about that, but yeah.
Yeah, right? I had
Attack
a whole
on Titan.
discussion because I was like, Attack on Titan. And my friend was like, that's not horror. And I was like, excuse me? There's
People's heads
giant
get eaten
people
off, and there's
they get
giant
eaten.
non-genital people.
There's, like, a
walking
whole thing
around.
where they, like,
It's not okay.
chomp on a person and then rip them. Like,
Yeah.
There's lots of murder
People
all
die.
around. Like
They get mad
that my
stuff
10-year-old
for
brother
breakfast.
who is obsessed with that show. He's 10 years old. He's like, this is the best thing. He also likes One Punch Man a lot. He likes
loves
anime a
One
lot.
Punch
It's really
Man.
cute. I'm just like, ah, look at you be nerdy. It's great.
Cool.
But he actually got me into Attack on Titan because he was 9 at the time. This 9-year-old, so I was like, Kate, come play this or come watch this really cool show. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, you like a thing that I like. That's awesome. I'm going to encourage this behavior. And then we were watching like the first episode.
Yep.
And I'm just like, oh my
Mom was
God,
eating
Mom, what were
immediately.
you even, do you see the things?
Shut down the Netflix. This is over.
Like,
Like,
yeah.
just lock it up. Put a passcode
But
on
like
it now.
at the same
Yeah, where's the
time, I
kids'
was like,
Netflix?
it's fine. You gotta.
Really?
It's not. But like,
Desensitization. Yup.
yeah.
Oh,
I
God.
don't know. He also is really good at the video game. There's a video game for it. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's definitely horror. I mean, they're just like brutally eating. There's cannibal. I mean, it's not cannibalism because they're not people. I don't
No,
know.
but so
It's the
this
whole
is what
thing.
I found.
They're just
How
murdering
How much
everywhere.
do you know? Like, I don't want to get anything
No.
away. Okay, I'm stick season 1
We don't
info.
know like enough, but not enough.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
I'll stick to season 1 info.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Well, so this is a trend that I found in horror anime, and at least the ones that like we can talk about. So if you have something like Attack on Titan,
Yep.
if you have Parasyte,
Yep.
Tokyo Ghoul,
Mm-hmm.
and there was another one, but I forgot. But there's this whole thing where there's a monster that's passable as a human,
Yes.
eating humans, right?
Mhm.
So it's like this infiltrator. It's this other like intruder.
Yeah.
And there's always this like question of like what makes us human, and it's also this question of like we are no longer at the top of the food chain.
Yep. That's
So there's like these themes that are getting addressed, and it kind of made me think of similar to like this idea of like Godzilla and how it was just
Okay.
like, okay, if we abuse our power, we play God, we're like making nuclear waste, what happens? So it's like why is this a trend? Like,
Right.
why are we thinking about like either alien bug things,
Yeah.
right?
Yup.
There's just monsters that have been here the whole time, like Tokyo Ghoul, or it's potentially government-made monsters that are giants
Yup.
and they eat you. And these all look like what makes them really scary is that they look like people,
Yeah.
right? And that they're eating people. Like, and then it's also the question of like, well, they're just trying to survive. And so it always gets brought in. Like, I think there's a quote in Tokyo Ghoul and a quote in Parasyte where either the ghoul and like one of the parasites is like, well, you eat cows. And like
Yeah.
cows
Like you
have
kill
feelings.
animals to eat.
Exactly.
Pigs have lots of feelings and are really sad. This is coming from the vegetarian.
Exactly.
They're
Yeah,
really
that's fair.
sad and scared about being murdered, but we murder them and then you eat them a lot. And then you're like, don't eat my brother. And they're like, well, why do you get to do it?
It's
Food
the whole
chain.
thing.
Come on now.
So yeah, I guess like the fear of not being
The top
the
of the food
best
chain.
top of the
Yeah.
food chain thing.
Absolutely. It's
The
like the whole
theme song of
zombie thing.
Parasite. is
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The top of the food chain.
And I think being eaten alive has to be like one of the worst ways to go. Like, period.
Yeah.
Just,
I don't think there's
That's
a
the thing,
debate
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
That's a definite. Yeah, no, I don't want that. That
Exactly.
sounds
I don't
awful.
want
Zombies
that.
exist. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
The fear of being eaten is very real, as I think it should be. But
Yeah.
also, then there should be some perspective, I guess, as Gabe
Yeah.
would say,
Well,
in
like-
terms of like what we're doing.
Well, because like I've always had another common sense fear, I think, in that
Holes.
cannibalism.
Yeah.
Holes, that's not common sense.
That's irrational. That's fine.
It's
It's
a
just your
little,
brain.
but cannibalism. Like I was
Right.
always like, to me, already it's scary. Like if you have like, I think people are scary
Yeah.
because they have
Yes.
thoughts and they can like plan.
People can change.
It's not,
and-
you know,
Yeah.
like it's a whole and they can get the upper hand on you because
Mhm.
they're thinking they're at the top of the food chain. It's the most dangerous game. Whatever.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
one of like the only creatures able to like actually mask their true intention.
Exactly. So like if they're intending to eat you, if they're gonna go Hannibal style,
Mm-hmm.
like that's terrifying. That's
Yeah.
like that to me, like if I get mauled by a bear, it's like, you know what? Why was I in the woods?
Exactly. It's like I was on like his or her territory. Like my bad,
I
bro.
probably
I should not have
deserve
gone
this,
camping.
you know?
You were here first.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
this is all you. I was probably next to your cubs, in your
Exactly.
salmon place, whatever. It's all you.
I earned that
Salmon
moment.
plate.
Like that's
That's
my
what it
bad.
is.
This is where your stomping grounds. I just intruded. My bad. I should have asked for an invite.
You know what? Do you want
I
my
should have called
organs? 'Cause
Smokey the
here they
Bear or
go.
something. Should have
You
set
want
something up.
organs.
Like, it's all good. He would have let me like, come through and just say, prevent them forest fires. Like we all said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, get you some new pair of jeans.
Yeah, but I did nothing. I did the Yogi Bear approach and just came on in, and I got
My
dealt
picnic
with.
basket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
picnic basket.
No. So
Don't
but
do that.
Humans, it's like really, like
I'm a you.
I thought we had
thought
a
we were on the
whole
same
thing.
team.
It was
No.
like all right, well,
That's awful.
that's also my fault. That was my bad for
For existing.
trusting anyone.
Yeah.
So that was.
Oh wow! God, this got dark in a different way.
Don't get married. They eat your kids.
That's
That's
the
our
whole
whole thing.
So exactly,
Eat your kids,
cannibalism is a real fear to have,
Clown is a movie.
Yup.
especially in horror.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's. So we're not talking about Attack on Titan, but that's what happens. There's like giant.
Mhm.
They look like people, except they don't have genitals. They're always naked.
And they
They're
smile.
always they're
Non-genital
always smiling,
humans.
and they're always really. There's something off always about their face, which is
Yeah.
very
Mhm.
unsettling. Which is kind of brings back like the whole clown thing. Is like when you have
Mhm.
this deceptive face on, that's unsettling.
Yeah.
Because people are like, no, what is that? Like, what are you doing? Just be the normal
which
one.
thing are you? I can't tell. I don't trust it. No.
Oh my god! And they have like the big, like grin, and then their eyes are just like following like whatever the action is. Like, what are you doing?
Oh.
And then that one that runs really fast. There's a lot. It's just terrifying.
There's a lot of different Titans with like a lot of different abilities. So it's like you are able, at least in the Attack on Titan world, it's like, okay, maybe, yeah, you're still afraid, but you're able to defeat one Titan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then there's another Titan with like special ability. Like this one has like
Yep.
armor or something. It's like, oh, so not only can I not really kill this one, I'm just done. Like I have no defense now. So
He ate
it's
all my
already,
friends.
yeah, so it's like literally back to the point
He ate
where
my
you just
mom.
started. It's like, well, okay, I'm no longer on top of the food chain. I don't have anything that can really arm me against said threat. So there's no real hope there. And then if somehow you do find a way, oh, cool. There's one as tall as a freaking skyscraper or higher. I'm dead because he's just gonna stomp on me. That's it. And his
Yeah.
whole foot is like 5 city blocks. So that's wonderful.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't want to live there.
No, I did. Just kick the wall down. I'll
Totally
move.
fine. We'll get a new one.
And it was so good to like.
I'm gonna live
you
in a
get
tree.
3 full episodes of
You
like
can still get squished.
meet these characters, develop an emotional attachment to them for 3 episodes. Like they have
And then kill them.
bonds.
See them
They-
all get burnt.
they fall in love. They have quirks. You know what their voices are, and then it's one episode, and half of them are just devoured, and it
Yup.
happens so fast. And you're like, "Wait, was that? What?
Mhm.
What? But-
And it was that person. You just hear the scream or like some sort of like identifier that was
Yeah.
on them. It's just it's hanging out of the thing's mouth.
or you just see someone who loved them so much just
Yep.
dying, and you're like, I want to die. I want to die.
Yeah.
It's so good at like emotions, and then like when we talk about Tokyo Ghoul and Parasyte, and I guess in Attack on Titan too, is that you have a main character that's treading the thin line between human and monster in
Yeah.
each one. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you have, I forget what his name is in Attack on Titan.
Aaron
Aaron.
Yeager.
And how like that's a big thing.
Yeah.
He gets involved and becomes a Titan.
He becomes a Titan. Yeah, that's season 1 knowledge. So if,
yeah, so
if y'all
it's
okay.
don't know this
Spoilers.
by now,
We
Not
always
a
say
spoiler
spoiler
alert, you're
after
just
the
slow.
fact.
Yes, we
Yeah.
always do that. Everyone should know.
Yeah.
And then in Tokyo Ghoul, this is like episode 1. It's literally episode 1 that Kaneki becomes a ghoul. But I guess
Yup.
you kind of know by the end of it, because he gets an organ transplant from a
Well,
ghoul.
I was gonna say with that one, it's different because he becomes a ghoul early on. However, he's not in ghoul culture until the very end.
Yeah, and even
So,
then he
like
he
fighting
has a
himself.
whole struggle.
Yeah, he is fighting himself
He's-
all the way through all of season 1,
Yeah.
and then at the end he's like, "Nah, I'm one of them."
He just
and
doesn't
then-
have any,
Woo.
and then he doesn't. He's
I feel
gone.
bad
Cat's
for the
not
villain
there
a little
yet.
bit.
not
I'm
there
not gonna
yet. I'm not
Cat's
there
not there.
yet.
lie. Okay.
Cat's in for a ride.
Ooh.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I felt bad for
Everyone
that
hang out
guy.
with me and watch the show.
Oh, you're gonna watch it and you're gonna enjoy it and be my feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Parasyte,
I'm ready.
Our main guy Shinichi, he
Mhm. I love
also
his name. I don't know why.
I
Sorry.
like
I just
the way
remember what he
she
looks
says
like.
it. I just
Yeah.
love when she's like Shinichi, he's back, and then you're just like, ding.
Yeah, what's up?
Just like
It's like, yeah, I am
that's
back.
me. I
What's
Yeah, I
got
up?
came back
confidence
cool.
now.
I've
I'm
seen
full
some
of
stuff.
parasites.
Exactly. That's all it took. Yeah,
I got
give me
a
a
bug
parasite.
inside of me, and now I have confidence. That's
I'm
all you
ready.
need. But episode 1, he also, which is the silliest opening, like the silliest like way he gets it. But
Yeah, it's
and then
definitely
his
super
parasite's
dumb.
super silly. But he has a whole his whole arc is like him trying to coexist still as a human and,
Yeah.
and dealing with the fact that he's not. But it also just makes me think of like a trend in anime, like even just what like Ghost in the Shell, where it's like, okay, we have like these robots, but they have human memories and they act humanly. So are they human?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
What makes us human?
Yeah. That's actually a really, really tough question because at least in Ghost in the Shell,
Yes. Been
trying to
it
answer.
comes down to consciousness, and that is like if you have a consciousness, if you're able to have some form of free thought, then technically you're human, or at least of sentient life and deserve to live and not get gunned down or anything. But with the coexisting with like Parasyte and Tokyo Ghoul, for them, their complex is again just trying to coexist, but also at times which one are you more of, because it's kind of hard to be 50-50. You're going to end
Yeah.
up being one over the other more times than not. So just trying to figure out, well, okay, I'm for Kaneki's sake is like, okay, I have to feed, so maybe I'm a ghoul X amount of times. And for Tokyo Ghoul, ghouls are able to go, I think, couple days, couple months, or even without actually like eating someone.
Yeah, they just drink coffee.
Yeah, they just drink this
I might as well
coffee.
be a ghoul. I don't know. I also subsist off of coffee.
Not of like blood, like human part coffee.
That's
though.
true.
Yeah, it's definitely like human part coffee, but they go about it differently. But then Parasyte, like his hand is just always like, so like, can we kill? Like, I'm
What
trying
do
to
we
eat,
Do it.
and then
Shinichi, kill that.
kill that. He's like, what are you talking about? No, I'm not going to.
Shinichi, we need to.
Danger, Shinichi, and he just starts transforming. Like, not chill in class. I'm in class. Stop.
Shinichi, there was one near us.
Yeah.
300 meters.
Really? Where? I also I shout out to anime for having a lot of androgynous characters.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite. Is like when like even thinking also like in Full Metal, Envy.
Yeah, envy.
I like to this day you couldn't
I
tell
don't
me
know.
what gender, and
I
I was
don't
like, and
know.
it doesn't matter.
I don't even care at
It's-
this point. I'm just like, that's envy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just envy, right? And then in Tokyo Ghoul, they identify as him as a he. They use he and him pronouns, but like the kid who's a part of like the agency with the white and the red.
Oh, yo, yeah. I did not know. I'm like, that's just a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, the one who always talks really high.
Yup, was like a supreme.
I just wanted to play.
See, nah, hold on. That's another trope in anime. If a kid is ever that jolly, run away. Either look,
Let's
if they're
go,
not
yeah.
on your side, just get clear out of Dodge, because that is like a supreme killer right there.
Kids
they
are
all
evil.
cute. They're all jolly, bright-eyed, bushy tail, talk real
No.
high, will cut your throat in a heartbeat.
I'm
sorry,
mad.
yo.
I was like, why?
Gabe's
doing?
cat just pushed her phone and like, give me affection and love.
Fuck
Oh.
this.
fuck the thing you're doing.
But
We're
yeah,
loving
that's
them.
just another
Yeah.
anime trope thing. If they're that cute and like jolly, no, they're a killer.
Or
Like the best killer.
conversely, like even not even just androgynous, but having like like I guess is it metrosexual? What would we say? Like characters that are identify as male and are like straight, but they're very like beautiful, and like very like effeminate in their nature. So like when we
that's
were
Metro.
watching like even My Hero Academia, where they have my favorite one,
Naval laser.
and he's like, "Here I am. Did you forget me?
Yes.
I'm fabulous."
All
and then
glamour.
no one ever knows. But he's always just like, he's made it very clear that he's interested in the ladies.
Yes.
But like you wouldn't know that.
Right.
Or having someone like Armstrong in Full Metal who's just like, ding, and he's so precious and beautiful. And it's the most pure, like, everyone, I love him so much. But like, then he's just like, I'm the big Armstrong from this family.
Big burly, yeah.
Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I think it's really great that there's not this like that just might be, you know, the glory of that is Japan and not dumb America. Who
I know,
can't
they're
figure
open.
out that
They're just, like,
that you
open
can be
by
whatever
whatever.
you want to be. It's just a thing.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think that's for the most part. I think that's in almost every anime. I say there's always some sort of androgynous character. There's always some sort of very glamorous and pretty person. There's always a rugged woman. There's just like characters
Like
all of different, you know,
other
backgrounds.
Armstrong.
Yeah, like another Armstrong. Like she's
the
complete
best
badass.
general ever.
Yeah,
She's amazing. Or even so, I mean, we didn't talk about it because I mean, we talk about women in horror specifically, and just women on screen. And anime has a bad reputation for over sexualizing their
It
women,
does, it does.
having
And
very large breasted, not many clothing.
very voluptuous and hourglass
yeah.
figured, and you know they're always like they're just 18, like they just hit
very
18.
childlike, very pure, virginal, in like a lot of it, and it's like. Yeah, you.
It's like, this is
kinda,
scary.
It's kind of tough to root for sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, oh, like even with My Hero, the one character who's super smart and she's amazing and she has one of the coolest like quirks I've ever seen in my life, and she's literally just like in a Baywatch, not even Baywatch, just like barely a bathing suit, and just naked and just tits just perfectly sitting up there, all lovely, and it's like what. She's so awesome.
I know.
And we
her abilities
put her down.
and
She can't wear clothes. Why?
I know, it's a weird ability. Oh god, yeah, they get over sexually. Oh
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
It's sometimes distracting. Like with Elfen Lied, like your main character is like this all powerful, not human being who is like trying to escape like, you know, government experimentation and like all that. And then she's like she's really dumb in the beginning, like she doesn't understand people. She's kind of like Starfire in that way. And then she's wearing like an oversized t-shirt and she says mew and she also has the horn, so it makes her look like a cat.
Gotcha.
So it's just like her like mew, blah, 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 and she like will touch him all the time and gets like really uncomfortable. He's like, you don't know that this is wrong, but you shouldn't be doing this because I'm uncomfortable now.
Right.
And it's like, why can't she just be a badass? Like, why can't she just be So for all the good things that come with it, there's
a
one
lot
big
of
glaring,
you know, thing
two
that's,
breasts
hey,
staring at you. They're just like, hello.
it's
Hi, we're One Piece.
I can't. One Piece is horrific with it. Dear God, it's like no one has those proportions at all.
You would fall right over.
Yup.
You would break straight in half.
Yup. Like you would
What's your
die.
body doing?
That's not a thing. You can't be a stick with that. I don't know what letter those are, but you got back problems, don't you? Like,
It's like double K's. This is what that is.
that is a very large and glaring issue in anime.
Yeah.
You know,
I felt like it wouldn't be right if I didn't bring it up.
Nah, you have to bring it up. I think with anime in general, like it's there. It's just like, hey, we got all this cool stuff, but you know,
but also over here.
Don't look at this.
for
though.
gratuitous TNA. Yeah.
But just so you know. Horror anime.
Films. Yeah, films. Yeah, films. We watched some films. Now let's talk about those films. And all that spooky stuff. And all that spooky stuff.
Horror anime. So we watched a lot of things like we talked about, but
Yeah.
we wanted to talk more in depth about two anime series. The first one is the Tokyo Ghouls Next Door. Tokyo Ghoul, which was started in 2014, where it is about ghouls who are terrifying creatures which feed on human flesh. And when Kaneki is almost killed in an attack, he transforms into a half ghoul, half human hybrid and is forced to adapt to their lifestyle in order to survive.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you're introduced to ghouls, and they all have their cool Kagines, which are like these, like, I don't know, what would you say? Like fleshy organ pieces.
Yeah, that's like fleshy organ pieces. They like harden. They're all very particular to the ghoul itself.
Yeah, they're weapons.
Yeah, they're not like there's no one Kagine that's the same. Maybe of a particular type, like projectile type, but it's not the same like type
and
of
then,
projectile.
or if you're like a child of them, you might inherit both. And that they're all very interesting looking. They all have different roles and purposes, and it's very clear throughout the show. And that's one of the things I find the most interesting.
Right.
Is seeing those like different ways that you're personified through that. They wear masks as well, so that because if they're seen by the police force, then they're identified, and so like they're anonymity.
Anonymity.
Anemone.
Anonymity. I'd help Bachelor with that too. Anonymity. It's a minnow.
Them being anonymous is important.
It's an
Completely bail.
I don't need words. I'll use other words.
Right.
It's super important. So they wear masks, and then the mask also like is a part of them. So you have like the bunny. You have the what is he called? Like the wild ape. What is he? Crazy ape.
Yeah, all these masks are
The
odd.
wolf,
There's like crazy
like,
ape one. There's the like owl demon looking one. Then Kaneki's is just
His mouth
looks like BDSM.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's the whole time.
Yeah, it's
I
the
was
whole
like, yo,
thing.
Kaneki a freak.
What you doing?
Okay.
All of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's again there's those tropes of like what is a human? We're just all trying to survive.
Right.
You befriend a lot of them on both sides, which I think was really interesting is that you also get to see the police force. So you get to see Batman like guy
Yeah.
who's like all brooding and he's like, my parents are dead and I just do push-ups every morning.
Yep.
And I need justice. Like that's
Justice!
everything's justice.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, Batman, chill.
They're
Calm down.
They're
Do some
gray
more
areas,
push-ups. I
probably.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like you get to see and it's reasonable because like you're getting connected to the ghouls and learning about them, but then you're also getting connected to some of the agents, and then they die, and you're like, that was a person, and you're like, oh right, people matter.
We're not just rooting for the ghouls.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, and there's also one of those effeminate males in there, the one with the purple hair who loves Kaneki and like wants to eat him. He's Hannibal, like.
I think it's Shizuo. Right. That's
I think so.
yeah. The gourmet.
Yes,
Yeah,
the gourmet.
that's what he's called.
But it's not really defined.
Oh
What
no,
he's doing.
he's a guy.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's not defined what his interests are.
Oh,
He just
nah,
wants to eat
Oh, yeah,
Kaneki.
yeah.
His is yeah. But yeah,
Because he also loves
but-
like Rize. So it's like, what is
his
the situation?
It's just whatever. I think it's one of those things where like whatever he deems is beautiful, he absolutely loves and adores. Like I need that in my life. So
And
like
different.
Kaneki, Kaneki is completely different
Yeah.
because he's a one-eyed ghoul. So he's like, I've never smelled or been in the presence of a one-eyed ghoul like you before. I need you. I need to have a taste. No one else can taste you besides me. Or if I can't have you in that way, then I have to be around you. You must be near me at all times. So he's just he is very selfish, but rich people problem. So
Yeah. He's like, sorry, I tried to purge you.
right? Yeah, wait,
Sell you off
he
to the
set-
highest
he
bidder.
sets him up, and he's like, "Oh, my bad. Like, are we cool?
We're
Friends?
Fine,
friends.
right?
Friends?
You have to be my friend. You have to.
It's like I just saved you. You also are the one that put me in this situation.
You
but
also
okay.
like try to murder me like 3 times.
Yeah.
And to eat my flesh.
I mean,
This is a problem.
tasty, so I was like,
Like, I don't know if this is a compliment.
It's like the only
I'm a
thing where it's
snack.
like, yeah, it's literally
I'm
the
a
same.
snack.
It's the only time that it's acceptable.
He could use it.
Guys, did you know how much I hate it when people are described as food?
Yeah. Well, this is a good show for you.
Don't eat people.
Okay.
These shows, they do
You
a
got it.
lot.
I
They
know.
eat-
It's
Yeah.
okay.
That's
It's
their whole
acceptable in
thing.
this instance because of that fact. So you can be a snack if you're actually
Gotta
being
be a
eaten.
snack. Idiot freak. No, Kaneki out here. Yo, Kaneki out here.
Yeah, and they have some really great characters in there, and even just really great female characters too, who
Yeah.
are also powerful. Even just
Extremely.
Rize, just the legend of her
Mm-hmm.
is like we don't even know really what her whole story is, but it's like it's enough. We know
Yeah.
enough
Yeah.
to know that she was something else.
She was out of this world. She was like wanted either by love or wanted for like criminal activities. Had this
On
legend
both
spread
sides.
on both sides. So she was this complete outlaw.
She was busy. She
was
was
doing
very
it.
busy.
She was busy doing literally
career
just
woman.
living on her own whims and regards. Whatever she wanted, she did. She just lived by her own code and went through with it until her demise.
Mm-hmm.
But she had it coming. Kaneki was innocent. He was a good kid. He ain't do
was
nothing wrong. Yo,
He
my
just
man.
want to go on a date with a pretty girl who liked books.
Exactly. Like how innocent
she
is
read
that?
the book of the author that I like a lot.
He's like, I have
And then
a
she's
chance.
like, yum.
Like yum.
I
oh,
love when it
you're
happened.
Delicious.
When
It
she
was
was just like, and Kaneki. And then like, monster.
what happened? Why did you
He's
just
like,
bite me?
he's like, I just love like the internal monologue of him where he was just like, oh. I am in trouble.
This is bad.
This one left real
he's
quick.
like,
I don't think this is
I
what
can't
sex
really-
is.
This-
I don't
no.
want it.
I
I
can't.
don't want it.
He knew
I didn't
instantly
realize
this
she
is
was
not
wrong,
what sex
so-
is. Yeah.
This is on me because
See, this is
that
what
was
I
his
get.
whole interval. He was just like, I'm dead. Like he didn't even pretend like there was a chance. He was like, he straight up
was
the
like-
whole time was like, I am dying.
Mhm.
This is what death is,
Yep.
and that's it. There's no other thing. And then he woke up and he was like, whoa, what?
He's like,
Ow.
this is what I get for spending money. This is
Oh.
Mama said women would be trouble, and I didn't believe her. Here, I
Yes.
thought I found a nice one. She was wearing a sweater.
exactly. She had
A little
glasses.
Books
sweater
and
and a
stuff.
glasses.
Women with glasses
I
are
met her in the
wholesome,
library.
She's doing smarts.
right?
My whole drink.
I had the in, and then just found out she just wanted to take a bite.
She's
So
like
it's
the worst. It's great. I love it. Yeah. How do you feel about Tokyo Ghoul?
Well, that was great. We didn't finish it. I'm like the
Yeah.
least in there of everybody.
Mm,
Yeah.
But I mean, everything I've seen so far, I completely love.
Emotions.
yes.
Yeah.
What are my emotions?
No, like that's what it is. There is what is the I forget what the word was like that he taught the little girl, and it was like when there's
Stop.
sun during a storm.
During the sunburst or a cloudburst.
Yeah, maybe that's what he called it.
There was another word before. It was a particular type of emotion. I can't remember it.
Well, yeah, he taught her the word and he explained it's like when there's sun.
Yeah.
And then that's like it is happening, and then she's like, oh, and then that's when like one of the worst things that
Oh
could ever
no,
happen
that was
happens.
cloudburst. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a cloudburst.
And then
oh my god, yeah, that was awful.
Oh god.
Yeah.
And so after we watched this like horrific episode that was really traumatizing and heartbreaking, the next day I was like outside and that's the weather. The weather was like clouds with the
Oh,
sun,
no.
and I wanted to like just text Kat like it's cloud burst. It's so bad. I just want to die. Yeah. And it's like, how does that literally one weather
yeah.
makes me want to cry?
Yeah.
Because the way they set it up was so beautiful. A lot of my friends personally like will say it's like one of the most beautifully crafted, storytelling of like I guess thriller and horror anime. I'm just like, it's up there. Don't get me wrong, but I won't say it's the best. But it is very gripping, and that episode alone is not only like the sadness of the little girl that it happens to, because she's like the most traumatized, but
Yeah.
also because you're with Kaneki the entire time, so you understand his internal struggle and how much
'Cause
that
he
has to
tells you
crush
about
him.
it every day.
Yeah, and then,
Yes.
and then you find out more like the to the person that passes in that episode, you find out, there are deeper connections into the other people of the coffee shop and how much that actually hurts, this person and the other person. So it's you also get to see like the whole full chain of reaction, because when one person goes, it doesn't just affect the immediate people, it affects everyone around them, and so forth and so forth, by like 6 degrees of separation. Yeah. So it's not just like humans that affects too, it also affects the ghouls.
Yeah. It's a very emotional time.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Cloudburst.
Everyone cry.
I will say, if you're watching a horror anime and you feel like one episode and they're leaning really hard on you learning about a side character, and they're like, look how pure this, like, oh, this is a cute relationship between
it's
mom and daughter.
It's a trap.
Oh, she like knocked on the door and she's like, I'm sorry, I miss daddy. Oh, I'm gonna be a good mom. I'm just trying my best. And you're like, this is so heartfelt. Like, everyone's gonna die. They're gonna die.
Everyone you like
Don't
is
get
dead
attached
now.
to anyone.
Listen to the heart, but your heartstrings didn't.
I feel like I'm jaded now. I can't get attached to anyone in a horror anime.
Yeah, you can't, because they kill them.
I can't have a favorite.
Unless it's the one that's like the main person. Like, they're there.
Yeah.
They're the front.
And even then.
Yeah.
Even then. I did write.
No one.
I wrote a question here on my script, and it says, where is it? It says, what makes this horror like? And then I put eating people probably.
No, you're at probs.
Probs. Eating people. Probs.
I think eating people is a great, suggestion as to what makes it horror. If there's ever going to
be an indicator, it's that.
Yeah. I mean, just like the psychological like horror of it all, because as we mentioned before, you are thrusted into this world where humans are no longer top of the food chain.
Yep.
And not only that, there's
a whole song about it.
Yeah, there's a whole song about it. And then there's the intruder aspect, because they look like us, they walk like us, talk like us, they just don't necessarily eat like us. But even that is hard to tell too, because people are good at faking it. Yeah. So you could literally have like a ghoul up in your household, not even know it until it's too late. Maybe it's a good ghoul, and they're just, hey, chill, we're homies. I'm not gonna do anything to you, but it's all right. Or maybe it's just that, sneaky ghoul, like, all right, came in, cool, I'm in the old household, I'm gonna eat you up now, sleepover time.
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah. So there's like a lot of.
We're all gonna die. No one is safe.
No one is safe.
That's fine.
Nothing is sacred. Everything will go. Yeah.
That's this. And just on theme, we also watched Parasyte the Maxim, which is also from 2014.
Yeah.
And it is about 17-year-old Shinichi Izumi, who is partially infected by a parasite. These are monsters that butcher and consume humans. He must learn to coexist with the creature if he is to survive both the life of a parasite and human, as part monster, part person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is body horror galore.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh God, like the one.
Literally the first scene.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the first scene.
First scene. Let me paint a picture for you, listeners.
Yeah.
Here's the first scene. It's a man standing in front of a woman.
That's legit what I'm thinking of.
And the woman is horrified. She's looking at this person, and you're like, why is she horrified about? I guess like maybe he's a strange man. Yeah. And it's literally like weird. 2 seconds in, and his face just opens up almost like a Venus flytrap, and just like with yes, with just the muscle and like just weird. Oh my God! And then it comes out and just takes her whole head in it and just closes on it and pops it right off. And then she doesn't have a head anymore, and she falls down.
Yeah.
Scene 1.
Yup.
Scene 1.
That sets the tone.
Yes. And then our introduction to Migo. Migi. Migo is something else. Migi, or just like the hand. She, or it. I think it says he actually. Migi is like this little centipede, which is already terrifying, and it tries to get into his ear. Yeah. And then you're like, no, why am I still watching this show after I just saw that guy eat that woman's head with his own face? Right. And then he like kind of gets up and then goes up his hand like
the scarabs?
Yeah, like the scarabs like under the skin, and then he like tries to cut it, like get it cut off by like putting his headphones, wrapping it around it so it can't reach up. His family comes in and it's like, They're like, what in the, what?
What are
Because
you
you're literally
doing?
screaming.
Like, I know you're.
You're dying. He's just like, it's in my arm. And they're like, are you doing drugs? Is this what this
Yeah.
is? Are you doing heroin? I don't understand. That would probably be more acceptable than you just screaming on the floor and yelling about your hand.
Yeah.
I really feel like they definitely did not approach that situation well, because they ended
No.
that scene with them just closing the door.
I think he must do like weird stuff on the regular if they were just like desensitized to whatever he was doing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's just, our son
Yeah.
thing, that's
A
just him.
teenager.
It was like him
Yup.
when he overreacts
Doing
to like
drugs.
the bugs.
Yeah.
And then like the next episode, he's like totally cool. And they're just like, oh, that's weird. Like at any point, these are flags where you're like, what is,
Yes.
what's wrong
Well,
with
the
my
mom
child?
freaks
that
out
I know?
eventually.
Yeah.
Yo, he got the worst end of the stick. Like, part of me is almost like, maybe it should have just crawled into his head. Maybe it should have just like done that and just should have let
Like,
it
what
happen.
a
But the
deal.
sheer fact it's in his hand, I'm like, dog. Like, you really have to fight this thing every day.
Yeah.
Every day,
This
just to like try
forever.
and like take control of like, nah, I'm not gonna do this, but I'm gonna allow certain things to happen though, because like, you made me cooler. You gave me that confidence, gave me some super, abilities and
I
durability.
can jump real high.
Exactly.
I can
I
go
look
real
cool
fast.
now. Bam.
Go fast.
All
Go
the women
fast.
want
go
me.
really fast. But
Yeah.
like, this whole intent to kill thing, let's calm that down like a little bit. All right, like I'm
You're just a
trying to live a
monster.
normal life if I can. Shinichi, that's not possible. Okay,
Yeah,
so
all right, well, I guess. Well, yeah, I guess you're right. Who might argue?
yeah,
There's a monster in my arm.
yeah.
But that's also the question. Is like, if we're talking about consciousness or whatever, the monsters also have consciousness.
Mhm.
At least at the ghouls, like some of
Oh,
them.
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah. So it's like, are they human? Nah.
And
Huh?
oh
Nah.
man, oh god, season
See,
one was
here's the whole thing.
hard.
Yeah.
Season one was hard because they definitely portrayed the ghouls with very strong human-like qualities, and
Mhm.
even the people who were like special agent characters in there, the white suits, they
Deadman.
themselves, or at least a few of them, came across some ghouls that even while they were fighting and killing, if they ended up killing them, they felt regret towards
Yeah.
it, maybe because it was something that they had said, or maybe the ghoul was actually defending like someone they cared about. So even having the sheer fact that they had affection towards someone else and wanted to preserve their life over their own, it's like, wait, that's a human quality. I can't hate you fully if you actually know what love
Yeah.
is. Oh.
Yeah.
If you kill a human and then you feel bad because you see they have a wedding ring,
Yup.
what are you doing?
Oh man.
Yeah.
You're not
That-
supposed to care about stuff.
Yeah, it's like it's like you were just. It's just all a cycle of revenge. It's like you were just mad because a ghoul killed
So
the
then
love
I
of your
killed that
life,
person and now he
and
wants to
then-
kill one of us, and it's just back and forth.
and then you're just like, I need a timeout. This is too much. I need a
Yeah, there's a
An
timeout.
eye
lot
for
of
an eye.
emotion.
It's like, yeah,
Show.
eye for eye makes the whole world blind.
Yep.
That is a phrase.
Thanks, Gandhi.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, in this one, they definitely go into that whole thing where Migi's is this foil character, because it's not just where Kaneki in Tokyo Ghoul, he is one thing
Yeah.
that's like monster and human,
Mhm.
whereas Shinichi is just a human who has like a monster in him, so the
Yeah.
monster can talk to him.
Yeah, they're cohabitating.
Yeah, and then
Sort
like
of.
he slowly starts changing,
Mhm.
but for the most part, he can at least argue with this part of him,
Mhm.
and that's trying to reason. Is just like, we're just trying to eat. This is what we're here for. We're given a directive. We're gonna do it. Like you
Yep.
do it. You have God. We have something else. Whatever it is, it said we need to eat you.
Mhm.
So
Legit.
Telling me to do
legit,
that.
That's what he says.
what are you?
Yeah.
What are you? How you gonna argue?
They're like, so,
Yeah.
You guys do stuff for God all the time. And it's a whole mess.
yeah.
It's our turn. And it's like, I guess
you
it's probably you're right.
you right, but like,
Come on.
while I'm driving, this ship, we're
Yeah.
not gonna eat, fellow humans, so we're not gonna do that. It's like, are we human now? Because I'm here. Thank you very much. You're
How
not necessarily
dare
fully
you.
human. Like, how dare you? But there's other like us. What do you mean others?
Yeah.
Us?
Shinichi,
It's like,
there's another me.
yeah. And oh god, all the sick like. It was cool to like actually see him do parkour. He's like, oh, parkour, anime style. parkour. And then, yeah, I was like, oh, honestly, watching it, I didn't think there'd be like sick combat like experiences and action
Until
scenes
they
in
also have a cool, like, they kind of have Kagine things too.
Their face just like
They get like razor
Goes weird.
muscle arms.
Yeah.
Just splits up in
Muscles and
pieces.
They're like
blades
face
and
like
paws
and then there's always like eyes in places they shouldn't be.
kind of looking like the Soul Edge from Soul Calibur.
It's so much. It's really gross, but it's like
super
But it's so
gross.
fascinating.
it is very
It's really
fast.
cool.
And
Yeah.
there's like a lot of struggles. There's a lot of trying to, and he's just also still trying to just be a kid. Like, how are you going to go to school
Yeah.
after you like one? How do you go to school after you walked in on like a murderous monster corgi? Like that's the
Word.
first
Oh my
one.
God,
just
I
like,
legit-
this is
That was
fine.
the first one that he
Yeah.
met. Was a corgi. Was like, oh, you messed up too, huh? You
Yeah.
you didn't get in the right thing. I don't know what this is. This
What?
animal sucks. Help. And then he's like, nah. And like, do you want out of we introduced
He just
to a
goes to
murderous
school. He's just like, all right, well,
and then he's like,
that was weird.
gonna go talk to that girl. Oh my god. And like the first scene after he has Migi in his hand and he doesn't know Migi's in his hand, and he like turns around to talk to a girl and he just full on gropes her breast.
Yep.
And she's like just absolutely just like, what?
We're not this close. We're not this close. This is not- what?
This cannot be happening.
Yeah.
And then she just like runs off. He's just like, ah!
I'm sorry.
It's just like there's no amount of words.
Yeah,
that
there's
can
not.
explain what you just did to me.
hide in the corner. Just in the corner.
John, finish.
Just
You
don't.
aren't
homeschool.
friends anymore.
Now you
Just-
It's just
homeschool.
over
You're not
now.
friends. She might beat you next time she sees you. It's deserved.
She did slap him in the face.
Yeah,
so.
and the whole time he was like beat red until they like renewed their friendship. But it
Yeah.
was like that. I was like, really? We just started.
Keeping it classy.
We already got.
every
Yep,
day.
there it is. I
Keeping
was
it
like, well, it
classy.
had to happen at least one
Yup.
time. It's a great show.
I agree. I
We're
thoroughly
enjoying
enjoyed
it.
it.
Yeah, we're enjoying it. Because we watched it for this episode. We hadn't watched it before.
Word, word.
And something I found that was cool was that the name of the first 21 episodes are references to literary works.
Oh, word?
Hmm So episode 1 is Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka, which we've talked about, which is body
Kafka.
horror.
Yeah.
That's body
okay.
gore. It was when he becomes, is it a cockroach?
I think so.
He like wakes
He's a
up one
beetle or
day.
a cockroach
yeah.
or something.
He
and then
wakes up and
turns
he's
into
a
bug.
bug.
What?
Yeah.
Remember Kafka school?
Nah.
In school.
There's
School they told me.
episode
school.
4, Tangled Hair by Akiko Yasano. 9 is Beyond Good and Evil, Friedrich Nietzsche.
Yep.
14 is The Selfish Gene, Richard Dawkins, which is, that's, it's like, he was like Darwin-y
Okay.
in a way. Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury,
Cool.
which would be like futurist and, dystopian. More Than Human by Theodore Sturgeon. There's also In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. Like, there's a bunch.
There's
I
a
just
bunch.
just took a bunch from the list that I knew.
All good ones.
But they're very, really good like comparisons. And if anything, I was like, now I want to read some more. I want to
Right,
read these
yeah.
books that I hadn't even heard of. Like, yeah, horror anime.
Feelings. Yeah, feelings. Yeah, I said feelings. Let's talk about feelings. Okay. And all that spooky stuff. I love spooky stuff.
Horror anime. So, if you don't like it, it's Cloudburst,
Mhm.
which is just tears and sadness.
Yeah.
But if you do like it, then it's humans are friends, not food.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I agree with that.
I'm
statement.
like already with that 100%.
Yeah.
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 Eat people.
Yeah, they are friends, not food.
Yes.
I don't care what you say, Miki. So for the whole genre of horror anime, how you guys feeling?
Humans are friends, not food.
Yeah, humans are
concur.
friends, not food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's humans are friends, not food. I've already said I like horror, and I
No.
am
What?
on brand in that I
Right.
really enjoy horror anime. I'm about that psychological stuff
Yep.
and like the monsters, but then also like sympathy for the monsters. And also I always just dig like the different ways that there's like body horror, like because even Tokyo Ghoul, the Kagines are body horror.
Yeah.
Because they're like, they look like human body pieces
Mm-hmm.
just in weird animal things. Like there's the one that
God,
looks like a centipede.
Yep. Centipede.
Canceled.
Owl.
Yeah.
some sort of lion-like thing. It's all sort
There's
of
so
creepy
much
stuff.
happening. And then, yeah, I think it's really inventive and it really makes you think because you're just like, well, yeah, why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do?
This is just me now.
This is me now.
Out here slaying things. Okay.
Yeah. Well, because I think of like Americans' fascination with vampires, and like how it's like you have like the the kind of cliche of like the falling in love with a vampire and then you become one. It's like that's a monster. Like you're becoming
Yeah.
a monster where
Mhm.
you're eating people.
That thing's undead, by the way.
Yeah. Just so you know,
Yeah.
like their heart stopped. Like,
It's like
That thing you think is love, they don't have that.
they're a
Exactly.
monster.
They're
Don't
not
let them
parts.
sneak in your room.
Icy
You're
cold touch.
16
I'm just
years
saying.
old.
They don't shimmer and they're like they die.
We're
But
not
all right.
talking about the wine. We're gonna hate it. Continue.
But I think, yeah, it's kind of like that where it's just like, I don't think, just like I wouldn't want to become a vampire. One, I don't want to live forever, but also like, nah. And I don't think I would want to be a ghoul or a parasite.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think it's anyone's one. Well, it was like, yeah, sign me up. That sounds
Yeah,
great.
you're just a victim of circumstance at that point. Definitely ghoul or parasite. I don't want neither. I don't want to have to like consume human flesh or no way.
And I don't want to know one day, like I don't want to wake up one day and know that they're there. Like if they exist, I'd like to pretend.
Blissful ignorance.
Yeah, I'd just like to pretend that they're just like, that's what serial killers are. Like when
Okay.
there's murders, that was a serial killer, not an
Okay.
entire species of monsters that are more like
That somehow got to our
scarier
planet or
than
been here.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't need to know. I'll be one of those people who doesn't know. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't
You
know.
don't get to choose. Yeah. Sometimes you witness
You
your
can't go
wife's head
back.
get bit off, and
The
then
red
you're just
pill.
Like, oh, well, now I know.
Yeah. Until he didn't, and then he was like, and then he did.
Yep.
He knew.
He was
just
like,
"Meh, I don't
"These
want it.
officers."
This sounds way worse than this.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds better to like not believe this. So we're gonna try.
Yeah. We try to block that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for Tokyo Ghoul and Parasyte. How you feel?
Yeah. Humans are friends.
Yeah. Humans are friends, not food. Don't eat me, please.
Yeah.
Please don't eat me.
They're yeah, I agree. They're great. I'm glad to have experienced Parasyte, and that's because I shared that thing on your wall where I was like, we're gonna do this episode about scary anime, and then
would say
that scene, the first scene where his face comes apart and eats a lady's face, I was like, all right, Kat.
That's the thing
That's
we're
us.
watching.
We're in this.
We're
Yeah.
watching that.
I got home and I was like, just wait. You
Yeah.
just wait till what I got. It's coming. Something's in here.
Just watch
I
it.
didn't know it was so soon, but it's happening.
5 minutes
Okay.
later, eating head chop
Yeah,
off.
it's like, you're welcome. I'm glad we're on this journey together. And then we were like 12 episodes in and we're like, yeah, I guess we're here feeling stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you, Isaiah,
Yeah.
for joining us on this journey that is just terror and body horror.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been quite a ride.
You're welcome.
Terror and body horror. I do.
Yeah, just go for it.
I'm not gonna say watch them, honestly. But
It sounds like a dare.
no, please, honestly, for the love of God, don't. Oh,
No, but dude.
Now,
There's-
I'm like,
there's 2 animes. One is like the younger brother of this one, so I'll just start with the
Type
big
this
brother
up
of
right
this
now.
one. This anime, it's extremely dark and is horror filled, and it's called Berserk. So you may or may
I
not
think
have
I
heard of it.
this.
I will. It has 3 movies and a new anime series coming out, and there's manga. The manga, I think,
I've definitely seen this.
yeah. But have you seen the movies though?
I was wrong. So what were you talking about?
No. Talking about Berserk. It is extremely gritty, extremely dark, very visceral. It's gonna make you feel a lot of things. So much so that there is literally a character that I have to say is probably one of the best villains of all time. So well thought out and portrayed that I despise this character to this very day, and even so much so it causes a
Evil
very
Dead.
riled up debate between me and my friends and a lot of other people in person and online. His name is Griffith, and he's the biggest piece of shit ever. And he's probably also the best villain. He's a horrible person, and you're really Googling stuff. I said I didn't dare you. You took that as a dare. I said please don't. Like I'm trying to save you psychologically.
It's like that Superstore episode. Don't go look at this thing.
Like, and then you go do it. I'm like, I literally, this was not a dare.
It's just an invitation to a haunted house. And
like I'm not gonna click the things.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Looks like some Lilith shit here, and I'm about it.
Oh God, they're like legit PTSD warning. I'm giving for it. Yeah, it can really traumatize you.
Listener, don't.
Yeah, for
what
for
was
the
the other
listeners.
one that you didn't want me to watch?
It's like his little brother. This one
Google?
is like that one, but light. It's called Goblin Slayer, and episode 1 was very reminiscent to the anime Berserk. But Berserk it's like that all the time, where Goblin Slayer looks like it's like that sometimes.
I think I might have seen this one too.
And when I say it gets dark,
familiar.
like you two know Genghis Khan, right? And all the evil stuff he's done. Yeah, picture
Classic.
that like all the time.
Studies.
Yeah, picture that like all the time, but with demons. Those to me, Berserk is probably the number 1 horror anime out. Period. Because like evil, and it's not just creatures that go bump in the night. It's because it's a person that then turned into a creature and then came back as a person and then wants redemption, but you can't redeem yourself after all the horrific things you've done. So like you are a monster, even above the monsters that made you.
Damn. We should just keep going at this point.
Yeah.
Clearly, we like things.
I'm down to watch them whenever. If you ghouls want to have me back, yeah, I'm down to watch.
Duh.
Yes.
You're all the time. Like what?
Excuse me.
If only.
Just live in our basement.
I mean,
Well,
actually,
now
I
you
mean, I'm
do,
too tall.
so.
What?
You are. You've been on our
be-
podcast. That's where you live.
All right, cool. I'm in the basement. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I'm in the boiler
For a
room.
lot of time.
I'm out here playing Tetris every day.
All right. Well, don't get married. Delete your kids because they're a ghoul or a parasite or some other monster.
Yeah, everyone
being.
you love dies. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Stay single forever and become a huntsman.